Hello, welcome back. This is Kenshin 1913, and this is the finale of Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver 2. In the last episode, we saw Malik and why he was late to Vlordor's massacre. Oh, and then he eventually lost anyways. But anyways, we've picked up the Reaver, and now we are going to destroy the Sarafan. So yeah, this sequence of events takes place as Vlordor is killing the members of the Circle. It's just awesome. Now, look who it is.
Come to take your revenge, demon. Back to hell with you.
I recognize these two as my former brethren, in life as Sarafan, and in unlife as Kain's vampire sons. Melchiah and Zephon, the weakest of Kain's brood. These bastards had no idea what future lay in store for them, how they would become the very thing they so despised. The Reaver hummed with ravenous anticipation. Janos had called it a vampiric blade, endowed with the power to drain its victims of their lifeblood. I was eager to see what the Reaver would do to these two.
Nice. So yeah, we are fighting Zephon and Melchiah. I believe Melchiah has the spear, and Zephon has his sword there. Anyways, isn't it irony? It is very super ironic that Raziel is the one who puts these jerkwads in their graves, thus letting Kain resurrect them as vampires. Pretty awesome. That's why I love this part. I just love the whole full circle kind of thing. And as you can see, Raziel is taking some damage here, but with the Reaver here, he's actually invincible because it basically drains the energy or their blood and gives it to Raziel, giving him energy. So, very awesome. And I'm trying to get them away from each other so that I could focus on one here, but Melchiah and Zephon, yeah. Not only do we kill them in their weird-ass vampire forms, but we actually kill them in their Seraphin human form as well, which is great. I love it. I freaking love this part. Although the battle can be a little difficult because this is basically quote-unquote a boss gauntlet. But we can't lose because we have the Reaver. Since Raziel can't really summon his own Reaver, or the Reaver, this is what he's got to use. Yeah, there we go. And you can't suck up their soul. Hence, that's the reason why, Kain can bring him back. Raziel cannot get the soul, so Melchiah's down, and now we're going to take out Zephon. And it's much easier taking out one than both of them. It can be a little bitch. Stop it! People should know. Nice, and yeah.
As Melchiah and Zephon fell before my blade, I felt the Reaver's bloodthirst as keenly as I ever had when I was still a vampire. I could sense the boundary between us dissolving. The Reaver was consumed with my rage, and I was intoxicated by its bloodlust. The blade had a vitalizing effect on me. My physical energy no longer decayed over time, and the wounds inflicted by my foes healed almost instantly. The Reaver had made me invincible.
Yes. I love it. So yeah, the Reaver, now that we have this, Raziel is basically invincible. And it's just really amazing how awesomely powerful this thing is.
Have you come to reclaim the monster's Blackheart?
You'll have to get through us first.
My former brethren, Duma and Rahab, confronted me next. This all seemed so elegantly choreographed. Exhilarated by the Reaver, I was drunk with revelations. I could finally appreciate the delicious irony of Kain's blasphemous private joke, and I reveled as I colluded with him across the centuries. For it was I who put these bastards in their tomb, thus providing the corpses for Kain to raise as his vampire sons a millennium from now.
Yeah, so that's pretty awesome, I think. I think it's truly awesome. Anyways, now we have to fight Duma and Rahab. And I'm not exactly sure which one's which. I think Duma is the one with the sword. But it's just great. I just love this. And now Raziel even, he's like, yeah, this is amazing. This is beautiful, this moment. Take that, bitch. Yeah, at least I'm getting a little better with the fighting here. Of course, at the end of the game. Ironically. And yeah, Duma was one of the vampires who ended up throwing me in the throwing Raziel in the thing. In the pit. Friggin' stop it. Uh-oh, look who's gonna die. Take that. And yeah, as you can see, the Reaver's really not sucking up souls. You know, it's interesting. More of like a blood Reaver.
Get back to the pit you crawled from, demon.
And here at last was my brother Turel, who along with Duma would bear me into the abyss without questioning Kain's command. So dutiful and righteous, even as a vampire. I guess some habits die hard. The vampire Turel had eluded my vengeance. The Sarafan Turel would not.
I love the dialogue. God, I love it. This is why this part is just so amazing. And like, yeah, you know what? We never did end up fighting Turel, but we'll find that all out eventually. What happened with that? There we go. Yeah, so Raziel is pretty much, I don't know, intoxicated with power. Look at this. That's power right there. Power to destroy you. Take that, Turel. And finally, we're coming down to the final foe. And who can this be? Who could this be? I'm sure you guys probably already know who it is, but it's just gonna be awesome. As we head into the final.
So, vampire, here we are. You've destroyed my brethren, and now you've come for me. You'll find I'm not such easy prey. I don't want to kill you, but I will if I must. Return the heart to me, and we can end this now. So, you've come to avenge that filthy parasite and reclaim his foul heart. You're a righteous fiend, aren't you? Apparently I am. No, vampire. This is where it ends. But you won't be leaving this room. Now, let's finish this. I'll make it mercifully quick. As you did for Janos? No, that beast had eluded us for far too long. It would have been a shame to end him too quickly. It's ironic, really. The great Janos Ordrin turned out to be no challenge at all. Thanks to you. Did you hear his cowardly screams when I tore that black heart out of his carcass?
Now it's time to fight Raziel in a hot Raziel on Raziel action. And as you can see in the middle there, that symbol is an Ouroboros, which is basically a snake eating itself. Sort of symbolic in how we have come full circle and how Raziel must kill his human self, who is apparently a total douche. And it seems that Raziel has grown much as a demon, more than a demon than he was ever as a human. And he's pretty tough, although we can't lose, it's still, he's pretty tough. Yeah, take that, Raziel. Well, either way, if you think about it, Raziel will win this one, right? Right? Anyways, he's not too hard, but sometimes he gets in a couple of good hits and you're like, enough already. If only he knew that there was no way for him to win. Maybe he would just lay down and die. Oh yeah. So yeah, this is the final boss of the game. A little anticlimactic because it's not like a big giant boss. But yeah, it's still amazing. I love it. Raziel is the one who puts himself in his own grave. I love it. And as you can tell, he is a very fine, skilled fighter. Alright, come on. Boom, yeah. I just love, like, spinning them like that. It's just great. Yes.
I renounce you. And so it ends. My history comes full circle. Sensing its twin, the Wraithblade uncoiled itself from me, and instead wound lovingly around its former self. I felt its grip loosen, and as the blade left me, its absence chilled me more than its presence ever had. A foreboding sense of emptiness and loss stole over me, and a terrible revelation gathered like a storm at the edge of my awareness. With all other foes exhausted, the conjoined blades turned themselves on me, and I realized, finally, why I had sensed nothing when Janos offered me the blade. The Reaver was never forged to be a soul-stealing weapon. The ravenous, soul-devouring entity trapped in the blade was, and always had been, me. This is why the blade was destroyed when Kain tried to strike me down. The Reaver could not devour its own soul. The paradox shattered the blade. So, this was my terrible destiny. To play out this purgatorial cycle for all eternity. I could not bear it. Despair overwhelmed me. You. Are you enjoying this game? Don't fight it, Raziel. Give into it. When Was this your destiny for me all along?
Trust me.
I felt myself weakening, unable to hold on any longer. The Reaver was too strong. The compulsion to simply let go, too great. And then, a growing sense of vertigo and the familiar displacement. The paradoxical moment when my twin soul hovered both outside and inside the Reaver blade. This was the instant, the glimmer of temporal distortion Kain had been counting on all along. This was the edge of the coin, the minute flicker of probability upon which Kain had gambled everything.
Now you are free to reclaim your true destiny, Raziel.
Behind Kain's eyes, I could see new memories blooming and dying as history labored to reshuffle itself around this monumental obstruction. And I could see by the dawning horror on his face that perhaps we had strained history too far this time. That by trying to alter my fate, he may have introduced a fatal paradox.
My God. The Hilden. We walked right into their trap. Raziel, Janos must stay dead.
But Kain's warning was lost as I slipped into the spirit realm, too weak to maintain my physical form. And there, waiting for me as always, was the Reaver, the Wraithblade, my own soul, twinned and bound eternally to me. And I realized that I could never escape my terrible destiny. I had merely postponed it. History abhors a paradox.
History abhors a paradox. Yes, that's it. That is the end of Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver. And as you can see, this unlocks all the bonus material. Enter that code at the start screen. I believe after you beat the game, you'll get all that bonus material anyways. So, we have beaten Soul Reaver 2. Now to explain that whole scene just back there, okay? Raziel is the Soul Reaver. His soul gets infused with the Reaver, and it becomes a soul-eating blade after that point. But the thing is that makes it a paradox is one, Kain was supposed to be dead at that point. Hence, he could not rip the Reaver from Raziel. So, the paradox, basically, Raziel had the free choice to kill Kain, but he did not. Okay? And then, what ended up happening was Raziel went back into his past or whatever, and he was fated, I guess, to kill his own brethren. And at the end, the Reaver turned on him, almost taking him away. But Kain ripped it out at the last second, getting rid of the paradox and making a new paradox, and making history have to reshuffle itself. And eventually, when Kain says, "Oh my God, the Hilden," and then he tells Raziel, "Janos Ordrin must stay dead." Basically, the Hilden is that third group of people that was banished away, and that will probably get explained more in Blood Omen 2. And I don't want to spoil too much. Yeah, the Hilden, we're going to be dealing with them more in Blood Omen 2. And basically, so history had to reshuffle itself because Raziel and Kain are still alive at this point. Where Kain and Raziel, because basically Raziel, his soul would be taken fully into the blade, and then he would no longer be, he would cease to be. But yeah, so then when Kain said, "My God, the Hilden," he was talking about the third race. Now, I know if you did play this game when it originally came out, and you beat it, you were like, what the hell? Because, at least I know I was, because it was kind of like I beat this game, and they're giving me like almost another to be continued, and this is kind of like the end of Raziel's journey for this point, because we won't see him again until Legacy of Kain Defiance, which I'll be playing after Blood Omen 2. Now, Blood Omen 2 is an interesting game because that's going to take place in the universe that never actually happened until this point. It takes place in the past. Basically, that past didn't happen. Time had to be reshuffled, and that's the reshuffling of the time. It's pretty crazy, all the time travel stuff that goes on in the game, and it's kind of hard to keep track, but I'll try to explain it as best as I can. So the next game is going to take place, Blood Omen 2. It's going to take place years and years and years before Soul Reaver 1. And it's going to be Kain. It's going to be another Kain adventure. Because I guess a lot of people were wanting that. You know, Blood Omen 1. And they were like, who's this new character, Raziel? And they're like, alright, let's try to explain some stuff and bring back Kain. Which I think is pretty cool. And Blood Omen 2, from what I remember, it's an alright game. And it basically helps to fill in the information about this third group of people that were banished away by the vampires with the Reaver and the pillars. So yeah, the extra bonus content, there's not much. I don't think I'm going to show any, because you can just Google like all the videos and stuff. So this has been Kenshin 1913, and I will see you later. And I will see you actually in the next Let's Play. Yeah, there's not going to be any bonus footage for this game, because any of the bonus stuff you want to see, you can just Google it. And there's no point in me just putting it up, because then, you know, it's just kind of like voice actors sessions and stuff like that. So, like, if you want to see that, just, like, look it up on YouTube. I'm sure there's videos for it. And I'm not going to put it up and then talk over it. So, yep. So this has been Kenshin 1913. And I will see you in the next LP. I don't plan on doing Blood Omen 2 right away. But I will do it eventually. So, yeah. I'll see you in the next LP. Bye-bye.